Imagine your boss, your hero, or your king suddenly kneeling in the dirt to do the one job everyone else felt was beneath them. When Jesus picked up that towel, he wasn't just being nice. He was turning the entire world's idea of power upside down. Today, we're looking at the moment Jesus proved that the greatest person in the room is usually the one with the dirtiest hands. The scene takes place in the upper room. It's the night of the Last Supper, the final evening before the crucifixion. The air is thick with the smell of roasted lamb and the heavy weight of things unsaid. The disciples are all there, but there is a glaring problem in the room that no one wants to address. In the first century, the roads of Jerusalem were a mixture of dust, mud, and animal waste. When you arrived at a house for dinner, your feet were inevitably filthy. Hospitality dictated that a servant would be at the door with a basin of water to wash the feet of the guests. It was the lowest job in the household, reserved for the person at the very bottom of the social ladder. But on this night, there was no servant. The disciples sat at the table with dirty feet, each of them likely waiting for someone else to blink first. We know from other accounts of this night that they had been arguing about which of them was the greatest. To pick up the towel would be to admit you were the least. So they sat in uncomfortable silence, their pride keeping them glued to their seats. Then, the unthinkable happened. Jesus, the one they called Lord and Messiah, got up from the meal. He took off his outer clothing, wrapped a towel around his waist, and poured water into a basin. Think about the silence that must have fallen over that room. The only sound was the splashing of water as the creator of the universe began to scrub the grime off the feet of fishermen and tax collectors. This was more than a lesson in hygiene. It was a demonstration of what John calls the full extent of his love. Jesus was laying aside his garments, just as he had laid aside his heavenly glory, to take on the form of a slave. He was showing them that in his kingdom, leadership is not about how many people serve you, but about how many people you serve. He moves down the line until he reaches Simon Peter. And here we find the one thing Peter refused to let Jesus do. Peter looks at his master kneeling in the dirt and recoils.
Lord, you shall never wash my feet.
When Jesus tells him he will understand later, Peter flatly refuses.
No, you shall never wash my feet.
On the surface, Peter sounds humble. He thinks he is honoring Jesus by refusing to let him stoop so low. But Peter was wrong. His refusal was actually a form of pride. He was trying to dictate the terms of his relationship with God. Jesus gives him a chilling ultimatum.
Unless I wash you, you have no part with me.
Peter, in his typical impulsive fashion, swings to the other extreme, asking for a full bath. But Jesus was making a point about the heart. To follow Jesus, you must first be willing to be served by him. You have to let him see your dirt, your mess, and your weakness. You cannot join his mission until you have accepted his grace. If you are too proud to let Jesus wash you, you are too proud to belong to him. Perhaps the most staggering detail of this story is one we often skip. John tells us clearly that the devil had already prompted Judas Iscariot to betray Jesus. This means that when Jesus moved around that table, he didn't skip the man who was about to sell him for 30 pieces of silver. Jesus knelt before his enemy. He held the feet that would soon lead a mob to the Garden of Gethsemane, and he washed them with the same tenderness he showed to John or Peter. This is the ultimate challenge of the foot washing. If Jesus can serve the one who betrays him, what excuse do we have to withhold our service from anyone? When Jesus finished, he put his clothes back on and returned to his place. He asked them,
"Do you understand what I have done for you?"
He wasn't looking for a theological answer. He was giving a command. He told them that since he, their Lord and teacher, had washed their feet, they should wash one another's feet. He was calling them to a life where no task is too small and no person is too low. He turned power upside down. In the world, power is used to climb. In the kingdom of God, power is used to descend. Today, we may not wash literal feet very often, but the call remains the same. It's about the towel and basin moments in our daily lives. The times we choose to serve someone who can do nothing for us or someone who has actively hurt us. It's about the willingness to be the one with the dirtiest hands in the room for the sake of love. True greatness isn't found in the seat of honor, it's found on the floor. Thank you for joining us for Bible Story Time. If the urgent call to prepare your heart resonated with you today, please like, share, and subscribe. Join us next time as we follow the path John prepared, now revealed in the person of Jesus Christ.